Welcome back to Customs by JMac. In this video we're going to get rid of some more of the cancer and rust in the cab corner here on this 63 Chevy. We're going to be doing some cutting, welding, shrinking, stretching, finagling, and persuasion to get this cab corner where we want it. Hopefully we don't find too much more rust than we were planning on working on here, but that's kind of foreshadowing because unfortunately we do, and we'll take care of that in this video. So come along and see what we get done. Hopefully it all goes smooth. Enjoy the video. I got this all spotted in. Sorry you guys were on time lapse, so you didn't get to see that much of it. But that's all done up. Now I'm going to trim out my corner piece and continue getting rid of the cancer on this 63. Back on time lapse you go. I have got this all marked. You saw me do that on the time lapse. This here, this right here, look how crooked this line is here. Now, it's not because of the way it fit here, it's because of the way that that fit this corner. So when you press it against there, it comes out here and it fits around this corner, but it doesn't square up to this. Not a big deal. I'll cut it out, weld it, grind it, and you'll never know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut, this is rusty, this bottom section. So I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm going to cut this line, and then I'm going to cut along this line probably most of the way around the apex. And then I'll just cut this off like that. That way the new corner will fit in here, and this piece here will be holding it out. And then I will weld this and this, and then this part here, as it comes out, this corner is going to, it's going to come around differently because this will be out from under it, so it won't be spaced out. So as I come around here, I'll cut this later with a body saw. So, because it's going to move, like this line here, when this corner comes around there and it's not spaced out by this and it's not pushing it out and whatnot, this line will change. So I'm going to wait and I'll cut that out later. So it's right. Back on time lapse for you. I got it all spotted in here, except for along this door jamb here. As you can see right here, when I ground that out, there's a rust hole that popped through. So that indicated that this has rust behind it, which I don't know if you can see that very well. Okay. You see that? No bueno. I don't like it. I'm going to rebuild this piece. I'll break it to a 90 and then I'll shrink it down to where it fits that right, and then I'll just rebuild this into a 90. I'll rebuild it from, I don't know if I'll rebuild it from here down. You can see in here I replaced this inner structure on the B pillar. I have this spotted in there and I already cut that here, so I'm thinking I'm going to carry this up and I'm going to rebuild it from there down, just so I don't have this line here go all the way around in a line to where I don't want to railroad it. So I'm just going to cut this off. I'll rebuild this piece, I'll put it in there, and I'll weld that in before I spot this rocker in. We'll get all of this exactly how we want it. We'll put the rocker in. I got some finished welding and grinding to do, and then this cab will be done. Okay, this is what I cut off of the pickup. You can see just how rusty it is there. Not good. So I cut out a piece of metal and I took it over the metal brake and I broke it, bent it at a 90. Okay. I say K a lot. I'm going to edit that out. Now, this is a straight line. This is not. Now I could make this where it matches the rear quarter, like this piece that I cut out. But if you think about it, this rear quarter closes against our door. So what I want to do, I'm going to replace it from here down. So if I put this here, well, I don't know if you can see that, but it's that far off. So if I start out straight up here on the door, I'm just gonna say it's right there. So we're gonna need a little bit of stretch here, sorry, shrink, and then it starts getting bad here, maybe there. Okay. Now, the one thing that I find intriguing about YouTube is the first time that I really saw somebody use the shrinker stretcher, Stacy David on Gears TV. And I remember that. And what I think is cool is that maybe someday somebody will think back, and the first time that they'll have saw somebody use a shrinker stretcher will have been on Customs by J-Mac. And I just think that's cool. So we just want to just really lightly press this. Just a little bit goes a long way. So you can see how that's already really getting a shape to it. Come back here. It's gonna need some more. might have been too much. You can kind of control how much deflection you get by how deep you are. The deeper that you are, the more metal that it's got to move. So your reaction is a lot less. If you come out here towards the end and you do it, it has less material and it'll really close that up really fast. And it'll move it a lot. But you also get a little bit of deflection in your panel. That, I think, I actually think I'm going to take it one hit with the stretcher and take just a little bit out between these two marks that I made. It has a little bit of a bubble there. That's perfect. So there you go. That's how fast that works. Did you seriously? Hey. You quit following me. When did you do that? Oh, you gotta keep up. Okay. So you can see in just that little bit of time, look at that shape that I put into that. Now, as long as I did it in the right direction, we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna go and trim it up, put my holes in it, spot weld, and get this welded into that rear quarter. Whoa. Why am I upside down? Yeah, there. No, I'm not upside down. Oh, I'm gonna come over here and look at this one. Okay, so I got over here. I have got my piece completely built, trimmed. I just have to put some holes in it for spot welds. But when I got over here, this piece, I don't even know, zoom action, there we go. Okay, so this piece right here had this big bow in it, and then it was way tight up here. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me see if I can. Okay, so I had to cut it. See this big cut in there? See how big that is? It's crazy. Anyway, I had to, due to the fact that it had a big bow that went this way, and when I would put my piece in here, it would kick it clear out like that, and there was nothing I could do about it. And I kind of persuaded it a little bit here, and then that like cocked that piece over like that, to where then it was even worse, because then the piece flopped over and pushed it out even farther. So I had to cut that great big opening in there, and it's a pretty good gap. I'm not 100% sure if I can weld that shut. I'm gonna give it a shot. It's gonna be a pain to grind that down and make it look nice, but anyway, these are the curveballs that get tossed at you from time to time, that, you know, you just got to work through them. And don't be afraid to cut the metal. You can just weld it back together. I don't know if their dies were off or what, but obviously that piece was out of whack. And just to make this door fit right and make all the metal and everything come together good, sometimes you have to go to the extreme. Sometimes you have to modify and, you know, do crazy things with brand new pieces and brand new panels, and it's all just part of the game. So I'll get back to this, and I'll catch you on the next one.